Have you ever wondered how that croquette in the FEBO automat was made? Recently, we made a video where we tried everything at FEBO, a popular snack bar chain here in the Netherlands. Well, FEBO reached out to us and was like,
do you want a tour of our factory?
And we were like, yeah.
Okay, see you at 6:45 a.m.
What? When we woke up at 2:50 that morning, Pants was so confused.
She didn't even want to get out of bed.
No, but the Dordrecht train station is actually super chill in the morning.
We arrived, and after some much needed and much appreciated coffee, we suited up and the tour began with some history. So the founder, Johan de Borst, was actually a pastry chef before he started FEBO.
Yeah, and apparently when they say it's a family company, what's interesting is they don't just mean like the CEO role is just getting passed down from the founder to their son to the grandson. That great-grandson of the founder was working on the floor of the factory when we were in there. And the great-granddaughter was actually, I think, the person we were scheduling the tour with on Instagram.
Yeah, we were so shook to find that out because, like, I feel like a lot of companies are like, oh, it's a family business. And we're like, sure, okay. But, like, they're really
it's real family business. Yeah, so apparently they moved into this building in the summer of 2007. And the break room was actually, it was designed like a FEBO store. And the question that we asked immediately was like, oh, at lunch, does it like turn into a FEBO? Can you get the full menu there? And the answer is unfortunately no, but we will get back to that.
That's a little teaser for later.
By the way, at this point in the video, we should probably mention that this video is not sponsored by FEBO in any way. They just invited us to take a tour of the factory. It sounded really interesting to us. There were no strings attached. We didn't sign an NDA. And to me, for a company like FEBO to invite us to their factory floor and show us around, it shows that there's a lot of pride in what they're making and confidence, and they're not afraid to show it off. And I don't know, like as someone who ate everything at FEBO, it gives me like the reassurance knowing that, you know, they've got nothing to hide. I just thought that was really, really cool.
Yeah, and we had so much fun, and we would love to do more unique experiences like this in the future.
Katja. Hayla.
Easy toys.
Okay, so after washing up, we entered the production floor and we had no idea what to expect.
Not at all. He was like, you're going to get to see it all, but like, were we really?
What'd you think of the outfits?
I thought we looked really good.
So it was interesting to learn that the grill burger patties are never frozen and that temperature is such an important part of the FEBO process.
Yeah, like every room that we went into that day was like a different temperature specifically for a purpose of what they were doing in that room. And even the plastic crates that they load all of the food into were pre-chilled. So you weren't putting like cold food into a warm crate. Like they are very precise in what they do, which was super impressive.
Yeah, so every grill burger that you eat comes from this singular machine. There was like the size of the factory floor was really impressive. It wasn't huge. They had like one machine that had like a very specific purpose for each thing, and this was the grill burger machine. But it can make up to 30,000 patties in just one day.
I had to ask him how many it can make in a day twice, because when he said 30,000, I like went over to Alex and I was like, you know, this thing can make 30,000 in a day.
I was like, no, that doesn't sound right.
And he's like, that can't be right. Let's ask again. No, 30,000.
Yeah. And I was actually really surprised at how much seasoning went into the burgers. Like when we saw them close up, you could really see, I mean, there was
like parsley specks in it, like black pepper specks. I kind of feel like he was about to walk by the chicken machine and we were the ones that stopped because we were like, oh my God, it's the chicken that we love so much.
Yeah. And I mean, it's just a bunch of raw chicken, but it's being like heavily seasoned and it's just, yeah.
And it's fresh chicken. It wasn't frozen when it was going into the machine on the other side or anything like that.
Okay, but at this point, this is when we moved over to the kroketten area. So this is the machine that makes the actual kroketten.
This machine is massive. Like it is a multi-step process. Like you can see this is the roux that's getting cut into this like ball shape, and then it goes into
looks like a big bitter ball.
Yeah, it goes into this machine that gives it like the first layer of like crumb, and then he held it out to us after that, and yeah, he was like, it's a massive bitter ball.
Yeah, but then it gets pushed down and it starts to get its like croquette shape. And then at that point, it gets, I think, another layer of crumb, right?
Yeah, it does.
So it goes through the egg wash and then it gets another layer of crumb, and that's what makes it so crispy.
Yeah, because it has the double layer on it.
Another interesting thing about this is that one machine that makes the kroketten. So like they start the day every day with making the vitaltje, which is the vegetarian croquette. Then they make the rundvlees and the kalfsvlees kroketten. And then after that, they finish the day with the satay croquette because people have peanut allergies.
I think the thing that you're seeing here is the beef croquette,
which are apparently the most popular croquetten now.
Oh, yeah.
He said that it used to be the kalfsvlees croquetten, and the older generation still prefers that. But now the most popular thing they sell, period, is the beef croquette.
Yeah. And this machine can spit out,
since it's so popular,
9,000 kroketten per per hour.
Yeah, well, they need to do that because it's the most popular thing on their menu.
That was just like, that was so impressive.
Yeah, and they were doing it by hand, which is crazy.
Yeah, they were packing everything by hand at the end, where there were just like 2 guys at the end of the line putting them into the pre-chilled plastic crates. Yeah, it was super impressive.
So that was the kroketten machine. This other machine is the machine that makes things that are sort of like kroketten. It makes the bamischijf, and it makes the speciaaltje. And like the other line, they begin making the bamischijf since it's vegetarian.
Exactly. This particular shot of the speciaaltjes reminded me of glazed donuts. They're like going into the glaze and they come out all shiny.
There are rectangular glazed donuts, like the coffee dipping ones.
Exactly. That's just all that I kept thinking about when I was staring at these.
Just with, stuff with meat. So the reason that they hand pack all this stuff is because the kroketten aren't frozen. So they're really delicate.
So at this point, our tour guide walked away and we're like, where is he going? And he came back with some gloves for me. And he was like, you should try it. And I was like, oh no, this is going to be really embarrassing.
There you go.
This gave me so much respect for the guys that were packing up these because they are so delicate. Like they were just grabbing them one hand at a time. And I was like trying to pick them up with both hands and they're getting like all misshapen and everything. But I did end up packing about like 8 of them and I didn't let any run off the end of the conveyor belt. Maybe on this day you ate a speciaaltje with my fingerprints on it.
Lucky you.
Yeah.
By the way, they also have a machine that makes the frikandellen and the bitterballen, but it wasn't running that day. I think it only runs twice a week, so we didn't get any clips of it, but just know that's there too. So then we were taken into the room where they had all of the buckets of spices for all the different kinds of kroketten that they make in the shop.
This is the spice that goes into the roux for the kroketten.
Oh, okay.
And it's also the spice that they use to make their sauces, or those sauces that they actually make in-house.
Okay.
Yeah. So the sauces that are made in-house are the satay sauce, mustard, the shawarma sauce, the grill sauce, samurai, and garlic.
Sauce.
Yeah,
it's interesting. The satay sauce is made there once a week, and the grill sauce is made every 2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, we were surprised about that.
I think they go through a lot of satay sauce.
Yeah, maybe more so than the grill sauce, because we were like, oh, how often do you make the grill sauce? I thought he was going to say like 5 times a week or
I think
something.
they go through more satay sauce, because when we saw the room that had all the sauces ready to go to the stores, there was a lot of grill sauce.
Yeah.
But there was even more satay sauce.
Yeah, like half of the corner was satay sauce, which was impressive.
So everything that gets made in the factory is shipped out every day to every store. And you're probably wondering what is made in the factory and what isn't. So everything is made in the factory except for the sauces that we didn't just mention. So everything other than satay, mustard, shawarma, grill, samurai, and garlic. And then also the ice cream mix, the casse souffle, interestingly, the kip satay, like the chicken bits, the regular and the vegetarian chicken burgers, and interestingly the fries. But they are working on new and improved fries. We actually like randomly, when we did our We Eat Everything at FEBO video, we were in one of the test stores in Horncombe.
Yeah.
But they're still not made in the factory. They're just, fresh. But they wouldn't talk about them because I still think it's kind of a secret. So this room smelled incredible.
Yes, this room smelled like a delicious soup.
It was literally a bunch of like tanks where meat or vegetables were being infused with like this like bouillon.
Yeah. And this part was like, it took us a couple of times to like understand the full process.
A couple of times. It took us like an hour to fully understand it. Like he kept explaining it and I was just like,
wait, what? So it goes here then there?
Yeah. And thankfully, we did end up figuring it out. But the meat is just sitting in these cauldrons being marinated with all of the broth. And
the spices from before too.
Right. So then the meat gets like put into this giant mixer and creates this roux.
Yeah.
And then the roux all comes out of the spout and then they pack it into a blue tube and then they bring the blue tube into the machine that makes the kroketten later.
Yep.
And then that's when it actually becomes a croquette.
And now that we know how the kroketten are made, we got to fry up some behind the counter.
So here we were able to experience a little bit of what life is like behind the counter at a FEBO, and we were also able to try some of the freshest FEBO kroketten possible.
Yeah, we saw these get made.
Yeah, probably. I mean, that could have been one of the ones that you crimped.
I know. My fingerprint could have been on one of those. Yep. This was crazy. Yeah, I got to put them in the fryer and like monitor them, obviously with the help of our tour guide. But I mean, like, do you guys think I have a future as a FEBO employee?
All right, what do you want to start with?
Red Place croquette.
Okay.
The freshest one that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Oh, it smells so good.
Cheers.
Look.
Oh, wow.
We just saw that get made.
The herbs in it, you can just taste it so clearly. And the crunch from like the 2 coats of the breading. All right, what are we doing next?
I'm going to try the speciaaltje again.
Wait, this is bami, I think.
The bamischijf.
For the first time,
Cheers.
FEBO.
Also very good.
It smells just like that cold spice room that we went into. This is amazing.
This is like, it's insane how fresh this is. Like they literally just made this downstairs.
I know.
And they fried it up.
Yeah, we could have seen this one we made.
Okay, now the speciaaltje. Cheers.
Do you think this is my fingerprint?
That's right, you were the one that put this
Yeah.
in the thing.
Oh my
It's possible
gosh.
these are yours.
These are mine.
I know Miss Shill because they just took me on a tour through their facility, but they didn't pay me. All of this stuff is just so remarkably good, and I was just so impressed by how you feel like you know how I feel like I know how all of this is made,
I know, and their operation.
and I'm not unhappy about it.
No, there were no big surprises, and the biggest surprise to me is how lightweight their operation is. Like they have one machine making something, like one thing at a time.
It's very impressive. There's an onion in here. There's a whole ass onion.
We saw those onions.
And that was our day at the FEBO factory. Thank you to Michelle, our tour guide for the day. You were awesome, you were extremely detailed, and you were excellent with the deep fryer as well.
And thank you, of course, to FEBO for the invite. We have truly never been more excited to get up that early before.
That's so true. And if you haven't seen the video where we tried all of the stuff that we just saw get made today at the FEBO factory, maybe give that video a watch next. As always, thanks so much for watching, and we'll see y'all next week.
Totan!
I hit the mic.